much. So we actually have such an amazing day and a privilege today to be hosting the SMLTSA. I think we have all been waiting like just anxiously, and I'm really, really excited. If anybody wants to know why there's a background of a car, for me, I'm still driving around trying to find my destination. I'm not the one driving, I'm being driven, so no worries. I'm not putting anyone in any danger. So let's just start with the show and carry on. I would like to just introduce you. There's more people that are going to be coming in. So just to give you a bit of time for everyone to just join on to the live. So why did we actually bring the SMLTSA on here? Because you guys have been asking so many questions that most of us could not answer. Who is the SMLTSA? How do you get in? How do you get involved? What is actually happening in the background, and what is their relationship with the HPCSA? We gave you a chance to post all your questions, and we're still giving you another chance. So as we are continuing, you'll be able to add some more questions, interact with us. We want to hear from you, what your comments are, what you're feeling. And so, let's just enjoy this. It's going to be a nice, fun-filled experience so that you can get to meet part of the team for the SMLTSA. And at the end of this, we're hoping that you would know just enough to be able to be wanting to be a part and a member of the SMLTSA, right? So really, absolutely an amazing privilege. And I just want them to introduce themselves one by one. We will start off with you, Jeanette, so you can introduce yourself, and then we'll go from then Carol, and then Yulene, so you can just introduce yourself so we can get everyone to know who you are, and then we can take it from there. So there we go.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Yes, and thank you very much, Leah, for this opportunity. And thanks for everyone joining. Yes, it's a total privilege for the SMLTSA to also be involved in this. It's funny how we were talking about how to get more involved in the profession and how to get more people to buy into the profession. And the very next day, we received the email from Leah with this opportunity. So we're really, really very grateful. So my name is Jeanette Wassing. I'm the president of the society, and I don't hold this office for very long. It's about a year now. So my experience in this is I'm still learning a lot. But hence, I brought some panel members with me to help us along the way with your questions. I've got my own consulting company in quality management systems, and my previous life was with healthcare. With life, I mean my previous 25 odd years. I qualified in chemistry in 1987, somewhere there. Qualified in clinical chemistry, and then later on the clin path as well. So been around the block a few times, 25, I don't know, where are we now, 30 plus years in this profession, and still very, very proud to be a medical technologist, to be called one. So Leah, I'm handing back to you just to continue with the introductions.
Thank you so much, Jeanette. We really appreciate it. I wonder if you can still see me on here. So we are really...
Oh dear, what's happening?
Leah, we can't hear you.
So all kind of frozen.
All right. I think I disappeared there for a second.
Yeah.
Yes. Carol. I know I'm disappearing the entire day. So Carol, you can now introduce yourself as well, so we can have a moment with you. So when you see one guest appearing on here, guys, the other guests are still available in the background. So when Carol is speaking, I'm just putting an emphasis on her. So Carol, let's hear it from you now.
Well, I don't have a big speech prepared or anything like that. And I'm not going to go into details about how long I've been in this, because that's like the last century, as you all know. But I'm qualified in ClinPath, I'm qualified in ChemPath. I'm on EXCO at the moment. I'm the education expert, as you know. I've been around for a long, long time. I've worked at Grootskea, I've worked in Joburg at SMR, I've worked in Pathcare, Penman before that. So I know what it's like to be in private, to be in the government labs and the parastatal labs. I've experienced all of that. And yeah, here I am to help. What else do you want to know?
We're so happy. I mean, we really, really appreciate how
Have we lost everybody again?
I think we're losing Leah.
Okay, then.
You're always jumping in to, like, you know, explain to us this is what's happening. You know, you are always, we love you, Carol. We appreciate every single thing that you do for us, because, you know, we have so much information yet so little information. So we definitely appreciate it when you always come in and showing us about all the different disciplines and what and who can do what. So we really appreciate that. And just to introduce Yulene to everybody else also, Yulene, I'm going to put you on the spotlight right now so you can introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Yulene Carlse. I run the SMLTSA head office. I've been here for 2 years. I'm a medical technology trained in immunohematology, worked in various places. The most recent place I worked, which is not all that recent, because I left in 2010 already, was Grootskea, NHLS, and then I went into private business for a while. And I think after 8 or 10 years of calling your clients' patients, I realized it was time to get back into my field. And this seemed to be a perfect way to do it without having the night shifts and the weekend duties, etc. I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm loving that we make a difference, and hope to get to know more of you very soon. Okay, that's me.
We appreciate that so much, guys. So just to start the show on the road, and let's talk about this. So we want to know, so there's a comment from Zanokolo, and he's saying, hi everyone. I think we're having some serious connection issues on my side. But just a comment here, Zanokolo Mgundu says, hello everyone. And we can just carry on there and move to the questions that we have ready. Are you guys able to hear me on my side, or have you lost me completely?
No, we hear you very well.
You had lost me. Okay, great. I'm happy about that. I'm so happy. So Zanokolo is on here saying hi everyone. So we do appreciate the love and support. So Zanokolo is on there saying hi everyone. So we really appreciate. So Zanokolo, when you have comments and questions, please do keep them coming so we can be able to answer your questions as we go along. So without further ado, let's get on to the questions of who exactly is the SMLTSA and who is on the ESCO, because we're having all sorts of questions from our side, who's who. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you, who is part of the SMLTSA ESCO?
Jeanette?
So who of you will want to take, Jeanette, do you want to take this question?
Yes. Leah, I'm going to just talk a little bit about the SMLTSA and before we go over to EXCO. So SMLTSA, I loved what Yulene was saying earlier, in that we are the support system of the profession. We really are the support system. We're there for you. We oversee the profession in terms of education, but also protection of your profession per se. We work very closely with the HPCSA. That relationship, Carol Smith can perhaps explain to you. But before we can talk about who is part of the SMLTSA EXCO, we need to discuss first that only members of SMLTSA can be part of any any education committee, anywhere that you want to make a difference in the relationships in relation to the profession and education, you have to become a member first. And you can only become a member once you've finished with your qualification and you've got your registration in hand. So before we go to who is part of EXCO, can we perhaps first start with, can you Lynn take us through the process of how to become a member? And then Carol Smith can maybe take us through how to become an EXCO member. Lynn, over to you.
Okay, so I'll just chat along. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Jeanette?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so in order to become a member of SMLTSA, we just call SMLTSA SMLTSA. That's just the way we pronounce it. You need to, at the moment, we're very outdated with our membership applications, but we are working on it. We're getting there, people. We're moving forward to the next century. But currently, we have a membership application form which needs to be filled in. It's available on our website under downloads, and you complete it and you send it in, and once you're approved, you can become a member. We've got associate members who are people who are qualified and working in the profession. Then we've got affiliates, or people who are associated with the profession but not necessarily working in the profession. And then we have our student members as well. Now, the student members it's quite cool because from a student point of view, because you become a member in your first year and you remain a member until you qualify. So, and you don't have to pay again. So you pay once, and we keep you and we sort of look after you and we invite you to all our branch activities and things like that. And we have 7 branches throughout South Africa, and you choose a branch to belong to closest to where you live. So in other words, in KwaZulu-Natal, we've got a coastal branch and a Midlands branch. In Cape Town, we've got a Tygerberg branch and a Cape Town Central branch. We've got a branch in Port Elizabeth. We've got a branch in Bloemfontein in Free State. And Igoli is a big branch as well. So yes, so there are lots of choices. I'm going to stop now because we only have half an hour. I'm very cognizant of it. Yeah. We all can talk quite a bit.
Thank you so much, Lynn. We really appreciate that because it has been quite an interesting one. So we do have people that are on the line, and I just want to acknowledge them here. So we have Terry van Josveld, who says, hello, fellow medical technologists.
Hi, Terry.
Nice to see them on here also. So let me just do this quickly. And Busisiwe here is also saying hello. Wendy Solomon also says hello, everyone. So we do definitely have a whole family on here. Tasha is also saying hello, everyone. And Mpo saying hello, everyone. So we really, really appreciate that you with us. And let's just move on then
to
Carol, maybe you can take the audience through the different committees or the different places that they can get involved once they are a SMLTSA member, including EXCO.
Yeah. Do you want me to start now? Does I start now?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay, well, I'll just explain a bit about the various SACs.
Yes, Carol, thank you.
That's the Scientific Advisory Scientific Advisory Committees. And there's one for every discipline, chemistry, clin-path, cytogenetics, everything, all 10 disciplines, okay? And usually, this is usually the best place to start if you want to get involved. First, you become a member and then get involved on the SAC, a lot of people want to jump straight into running education, being the NEC chair, but yet they've never been on a SAC, they've never been involved, they've never been examined, they've never put any kind of input in, you know, and you need to have all that experience. So, and also, you know, it's very quick for people to judge and condemn the exams and the syllabus and that sort of thing. But unless you're involved and you give your input, that won't change. So that's the very basis of what you're doing. So if you get involved at SAC level, you can then put your input into what the syllabus is or the curriculum is, and then you can be an examiner or moderator if you want to be. And then from then you should be able to progress to become an EXCO member. Okay, it doesn't work like that at the moment. As long as you're a member, anybody can be nominated for EXCO, and depending on obviously what you know, your experience and that kind of thing, you will be voted onto EXCO. So, but it actually would help so much if you have all the experience first before you get to that stage, so that you bring that with you to EXCO. If you understand, okay? And then we have what's called the National Education Committee, which comprises of representatives from all the SACs, plus representatives from all the training institutions, plus representatives from the UOTs. And that's where we discuss all kinds of educational matters. And now any problems that people have.
Thank you so much. So I had lost my connection there, and now I'm back. Thank you so much. So I was basically just sharing some of the comments that we have from the people on here. So Terry was saying hello, fellow METEC, and Busisiwe was also saying hi, everyone. Wendy Solomon also saying hello, everyone. So we definitely have a lot of people here. Mpo is saying hi, family, and Tasha is also saying hi, everyone. We do have some questions also coming through. So I'm sure by the time we go through this, we would also be able to answer some of the questions here. So Zanatolo was asking, why was SMLTSA created? Do we think we are currently achieving those purposes? So I think there are more questions on here, and I'll definitely come back to Zanotolo's comment also. And besides exams, how is SMLTSA involved with the laboratory? So this we definitely did cover as part of the questions that we're going to have to answer. And so just stay put and we'll be able to answer a lot of those. If you do feel like there is a question that we have not fully touched on, please do repost it so we can definitely get those questions answered for you. So let's just move on then to the next part of this. I think I've missed some parts of this when we were going through. So did we touch on who is part of the ESCO and who can be part of that? And I think my most exciting part also is who gets to be a part of the Congress. I think that was one of my most exciting parts, because I got introduced to the council, to the Congress, when I was doing my master's. So I got to present at the Congress. I was very much so excited to see that it's an actual event where there's suppliers coming in, there's presentations being done by students, and it was really quite an eye-opening experience for me. But before then, I wouldn't have found out about it had I not been doing my master's. So how do we get information to people about the Congress, and how do we get people involved, and how can they be involved? Who would like to take this question? Jeanette?
No, Carol Smith, you can run with this.
Look, well, the Congress, I think Yulene did explain earlier, or not, I mean, in the draft that we did. If anybody can come to the Congress, any medical technologist, any medical laboratory professional can come to the Congress. It's open to everybody, and we advertise on as many platforms as possible, but maybe we should need to advertise more on Facebook, perhaps. So everybody should be aware of the Congress. It's every 2 years. And as you say, everybody comes together there, and anybody can present. You will forward your abstract to the coordinator of the Congress, and they will tell you if they accept it or not accept it. And the call for abstracts goes out as well. You know, that it will be the advert for the Congress and the call for abstracts, and then you'll be notified, you know, if you're presenting, where you're presenting, etc. Yeah, I mean, no one's prohibited from coming. I mean, you know, even if you're not a technologist, you can still come as long as you're willing to pay. That's all that matters. So, and you know, they have, you know, obviously it's not just all work. You know, there's the fun evenings as well, and you get to meet people from all over, and you know, a network, and yeah, it's a mixture of work and fun, basically. Yeah, so everybody's welcome.
I love it. I must say, I loved it so much because I mean there was a whole gala evening, there was a whole ceremony with awards, and I mean that is part of the thing that I actually do. Like you've said, we probably need to advertise this a lot more because I was not even aware that the Congress was strict. Put your abstract in, present, but it is a whole activity. It is a whole. There's a vibe to it, and I think if there's one reason for me to join would be for that the fun part of things. And the awards, who gets to what kind of awards are you getting? And I know Carol, at that time you got an award yourself, so what kind of awards are there, and who chooses who gets an award, and what's the criteria? Can anyone get an award? What do they have to do to get an award?
Well, first of all, you need to be part of the society to start with, okay? And then, look, there are different awards. There's either awards for the best paper or best poster, etc., in the various categories, you know, chemistry, microbiology, whatever. And then there are awards for, like, you know, technologists of the year and who's contributed the most to, say, histology or something like that, you know. There are those sort of awards as well. So it'll be awards defined to the Congress, but there'll also be awards of what you've done over the last 2 years. So, yeah.
That is amazing. I mean, I really do. Yes. Jeanette?
Can I just jump in here? So
absolutely.
Just to add to what Carol is saying, thank you. Just to add what Carol is saying, the awards are really exciting. There's quite big financial awards as well, monetary awards. The awards are chosen by a panel of people that are active at the Congress. So there's these big brother eyes everywhere that's watching everybody around the Congress and make a call on things like the best paper, the best poster, and things like that. But to add the SMLTSA slant to it and why you should become a member is that these awards are only awarded to SMLTSA members. We need to remember that. It's only SMLTSA members that can win an award. And then also to add that SMLTSA members get a discount fare to pay. So it is definitely worth your while becoming a member, not only congresses, but CPD activities, other learning activities. SMLTSA members either get it free of charge or at a very reduced rate. But so the awards also and the Congress fee is very lucrative to SMLTSA members. Thanks, Leah.
She answers part of the questions as to why should I be a part of the SMLTSA. So if I were to now sit here and you would tell me why I should be a part of the SMLTSA. So what are actually some of the reasons why people join the SMLTSA?
If I can start and I can hand over to Yulene then. So Yulene is the office administrator for the head office here in Cape Town. So first of all, to become a SMLTSA member, you will totally be in a position to get involved in anything what the syllabi look like. You can become an examiner, you can become moderators, you can actually become very actively part of the education system in the profession in this country. You also there's the other benefits we've mentioned, the financial benefits, but one of the bigger ones that I want to highlight, and we've seen a couple of these examples specifically during the COVID time, is where the SMLTSA as an organization actually voiced and was the voice of some of the members in the workplace, for example, where there's unfair practices, where in these times, so we actually become the voice of a member within the workplace, which is also quite important. And then, of course, the other angle of membership is our influence at the Health Professions Council is really quite big. And so, yes, I think it's just the heart of the profession really lies with SMLTSA, and you can only be that heart and be the blood in the heart if you become a member. That's really the only way. Thanks, Yulene. You want to add to that?
I just want to say that, I get lots of people asking me that very question. What benefits are there to being a part of the SMLTSA? I don't think anybody in our field should not be a part of the SMLTSA if you are passionate about your profession, because we really look after the interests of all medical laboratory professionals. And as such, in order to have a voice, in order to be able to effect a change, any positive change whatsoever, we need to have you behind us. So we hear about a lot of things, we see lots of things, but we can't always assist and do because we don't have the mandate. So essentially, and also I think that being part of SMLTSA, you really would remain on top of what is current in the profession, what is current and relevant. You have important input if you are part of the scientific advisory committees to the curriculum, because you are the people who are working in the labs. So you know what is going on in the labs, and we depend on you to let us know what is relevant, what the students need to know, what is not so important anymore, what the trends are, what we should be focusing on in education, etc. So there really is quite a lot that you as a member can contribute towards the society, because without you as members, SMLTSA can't really be as effective as we could be. That's all I really want to say about that. But also, during COVID, as Jeanette has mentioned, we could be the voice of the profession and assist, for example, with the phlebotomy syllabus to make a change, to get it sorted out so that phlebotomists could assist with the sample with the taking of the specimens for COVID testing, etc. So there were all kinds of things that SMLTSA does that people don't really know about, but being part of it and being a member, you could affect really greater change. That is all I want to say.
Yeah.
Carol?
Thank you so much for that, Yulene. So my question is, how much time does one need to invest when you become a member? So if I say I'm going to be a member, how often do you have meetings? I think I'm having a bit of a feedback. But how often do you have meetings, and how much time does one need to invest in to be a member?
Well, that depends on the individual, because different branches have different events, and you can become as involved or not as involved as you wish or as you desire. So, for example, on a branch level, which is why we make it accessible to people in the different areas, which is close to where they live. We have various activities in our branches, and you could become part of your branch, and in that way, get activities that will get people together. So really, it depends on the individual as to how involved they'd like to be. Carol, do you agree with that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Also, there are branch committees that we get involved on. Now, to be part of a branch and really do nothing and sit back, Don't encourage that. Or you can be on the committee that arranges all the events. And again, the CPD events can be fun as well. There's always networking afterwards and refreshments and that sort of thing. And some we have like fun events as well, like technical pursuit questions and all that kind of thing at the end of the year. So yeah, there's lots of things you get involved in. Yeah, but you don't have to if you don't want to, I suppose.
So I would like to add one more thing to this equation. I've been a part of SMLTSA for many, many years and served on some committees. And it's for one, you can add that you have been actively involved in the profession on your CV, which will help a lot with your career. If you are becoming part of events organizing like the Congress, that's a huge Congress that needs to be arranged. And not only can you put it on your CV, but you learn a lot.
Jeanette, your mic.
Yeah, there's an added advantage of adding these things to your CV.
Jeanette, you're disappearing.
Yeah, your sound.
Your sound is disappearing, Jeanette.
Okay, can you hear me?
I think the sound was disappearing. And
Okay.
we can definitely hear you.
You're back.
That's better.
Okay, do I need to repeat?
Maybe just a little bit of what you were saying in the last bit.
Okay, my face is going to disappear. I'm going to talk into the speaker now. So what I'm saying is the added advantage, very big advantage of being a member of SMLTSA is that you can add this to your CV, and in doing and building your career in having that. The other advantage is, for example, if you're part of the Congress committee that arranges the Congress, not only can you add that to your CV, but you learn an awful lot in just how to arrange an event properly. So on a personal level, there's lots to learn as well. Thanks, Leah.
So much. And you get to contribute into what changes get implemented into the industry that we are already in, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited about that. So I think just to take a question from the people here. So the question they have is, what is the role of SMLTSA at the HPCSA?
Carol, that's your one.
Carol, that's your one.
Carol?
Well, look, the HPCSA obviously is a statutory body, yeah? Okay, and there are different boards. Obviously, our board is the Medical Technology Board, and the thing is, we have to liaise with them, about syllabi, about the examiners and moderators, all this sort of thing, or anything to do with education. And basically, they have delegated that function to us. Running the exams, setting the syllabi, all that sort of thing. And as I said, that's done by the SAC. We will feed into the National Education Committee, the NEC, and then really liaise directly with MTB, the Medical Technology Board. So that's the way of getting things to change and having been able to communicate with the HPCSA about certain problems and whatever. So that's kind of the line that we've got with them. Does that make sense?
So much. Just a quick question. Do examiners and moderators get paid?
Yes. Not a lot, but yes. You won't be able to buy them series with me, but yeah, I can do that. And you get CPD points.
That's a nice edit. At least are we getting CPD points for that?
Not many, but yeah.
So I just want to cover one or two questions on here. So there's a question here from Carol. I wonder if it's a comment. So you basically pay a fee according to the responsibility you carry. Medtechs carry an important role in diagnosing, hence the fee to match. So there's a question here about medtechs. Yeah. So there's a question which we already touched on here about how to cross over to from the diploma to the BSc. So let's just maybe touch on that one quickly. And then who wants to take this one?
Are you talking about the articulation? Articulation from the
diploma to
okay,
the
the
degree.
diploma to BHSC. Look, I mean, Wendy Solomon is actually the expert here, but yeah, there's two streams. If you've got the national diploma and you've got a BTEC, or if you've only got a national diploma. So obviously there's more that goes into one than the other. The reason for this is that the BTEC is at a level 7 and the BHSC is a level 8. That changed recently, because I remember originally everybody thought if you had your national diploma and you had a BTEC, you could automatically just articulate straight onto the board, the register. Sorry, and actually get the BHSC as well, but that's not the case. So you can articulate from being technologist to being onto the board of the MLS. But you don't get any the BHSC degree with that. But that at the moment is under review, as you will see on answers one of the questions, okay, with the board. But you can actually get the degree by those other two paths, which you do via the UOT. As I say, Wendy's more the expert there. But depending on which one you've done, is amount depends how much work you actually have to do towards that.
I think currently it's only CPUT that's offering it. Carol, is that right?
I think
yes, that's right. Yeah, because remember, only CPUT and recently NMU have got the BHSC degree. Okay, the others are still working with the diploma. So that's why they're the only ones that can do the articulation. But at the moment, it is only CPUT because NMU came in a bit after, so they're not at that stage yet.
Okay.
But they can still do it. They can still do it via CPUT.
and with the technicians.
The technicians, as I said.
So I know there's a couple of medical technologists. Yeah.
And you're talking about articulation.
There's a couple of medical technologists that have gone back to study to do the so they've literally just not even just articulating. They've gone back to university to study the BSc. Is there any advantage to that, or is that?
Who has? You're talking about technologists have gone to do a BSc. There's no advantage at all.
Technologists who've gone back to university to study the BSc.
You mean
technologist or technician?
Or the BSc?
The BHSC, like they've literally gone back to CPUT to study the BHSC.
So they're redoing
medical technologist.
Yeah.
Medical technologist.
To get another degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You mean they're going back there for 4 years? No, that's a waste of time. Why would you want to do that? you can do this articulation course via CPUT after hours. So, and you can do. I think how long it takes to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So Leah, basically what Carol
that is good to know, though.
Yeah. So Leah, did you understand what Carol was saying? So she was saying that
you can go and do it after hours and do an articulation course.
Yes.
Yes, and online as well.
And online.
And most of the courses are online.
And not have to go and do the whole thing.
Right.
No. And we've got a BTEC and there's very little to do. It's only if you haven't got a BTEC, there's a bit more to do. But it's all doable. Then you've actually got a degree as well as being able to register on the board of MLS board, Whereas with the other one, you just register without the degree.
Leah, can I suggest that we get Wendy Solomons, who's also part of the EXCO, to put something together on this, or EXCO can do it together. And then we can post it on your Facebook. We'll send it to you and you can post it on your Facebook page so that everyone understands this. It's quite an important aspect.
Absolutely.
And then you'll be able to see all the subjects and what
really
needs to be done.
Appreciate that, because I think we need to. Okay, Wendy is commenting on the side here. So let
There
me.
we go, Wendy.
So Wendy was saying here, articulation from the national diploma. Thank you so much, Wendy. So articulation from the national diploma to the BHSC medical laboratory science degree is an educational process which will allow medical technologists to pursue further qualifications, the master's and PhD. Soon, it will no longer be possible to apply for a master's degree with a national diploma or a BTech. Currently, CPUT is offering an articulation degree program. So thank you so much, Wendy. I think we really needed clarity on that. And there's a further comment here where she says, Wendy says, if you do the BHSC articulation course, you will have an NQF level 8, which is actually an honors degree, which allows you to do postgraduate degrees, and it is also an internationally recognized. So that's actually one thing we also wanted to know, whether this would be internationally recognized.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Wendy. And Mpo also says here, Wendy. So thank you so much, Wendy, is keeping up with the comments here on Facebook. So we really appreciate it. And I think here, so there's a comment here, but there's no name. So if you really want your comment to be on here, please. So there's a thank you, clarify the role in HPCSA. I think we have clarified that. Why are we one of the people paying so much money to the HPCSA? Okay. Anyone wants to take that?
No.
Take it up to the HPCSA.
No.
We've got nothing to do with them.
So Zanokolo says here, very informative indeed. How can we as medical technologists assist the SMLTSA in making the profession known? So that's the first question there. And the second question is, how about encouraging more companies to send more medtechs to conferences? So I think we've already said that the medtechs will take themselves to the conferences, but is there any form of sponsorship that can be done for the medical technologists to be able to attend the conference?
Yes.
Well, the training institutions themselves will if you present, they would, most employers will sponsor you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because I was also sponsored by my university when I went over to present for my master's. So that was how I got in. So I think the questions on Kolo is asking is, will the laboratories take the people to the conference or not? I think that was probably the labs. Are they making the? I think more on the Cape Town pet care side. I think they are more actively involved. Is there other labs that are just as involved?
Of course, yeah. NHLS, all the labs are involved, not just PathCare. It's a private lab anyway, yeah. Just one thing I want to say, you spoke about a company. That's not really encouraged, because you can imagine exploitation. You know, if you if a company pays for you to go to a congress, it can be seen as being you've been influenced. You understand what I'm trying to say?
No.
It's like bribery and corruption, all right? Enough of that in this country.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we've gone over the 40 minutes now. We're almost reaching the 45-minute mark, but I really appreciate this. Tobekile says here, thank you so much for the clarity, Wendy. So there's a comment there for Wendy. Mpo also says here, thank you so much, Wendy. So we really appreciate Wendy's input in there. So this one says Facebook user, because you have not put you have not given StreamYard permission. So next time, please do give StreamYard permission so we can be able to show your names on here. This one says, wow, super informative. So we absolutely appreciate the time that you have taken out to be with us here today. We're definitely going to have more sessions so we can have more understanding of what is happening. There is so much we were not able to cover, because you can't cover the whole SMLTSA in just one session. So we are going to bring more and more sessions in here. Next time we will be covering topics like molecular, has been one that Carol has been battling with in the group, to try and explain who can be in the molecular lab, and why is that so? We need further clarification on the scope of practice. So there's actually a lot more, and I'm pretty sure next time we will also bring in Wendy for more of the articulation topic. So we still need a whole education sector on there. And absolutely, for those of you who want to join immediately, Jeanette, it is actually half price, right? From mid-year, you pay half. So
Yeah.
they can go to the website smltsa.org.za and get the discounted rate.
Yeah, that's right.
Pro rata, yes.
Yes. Carol, Leah,
Me.
do you think we should quickly talk about the technicians' articulation?
Well,
Leave that for when.
Well, there isn't any anyway.
People do want to know exactly what the role is, and I'm pretty sure we've answered a lot of these.
Oh, it's gone.
Julene, leave this for a next session.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's 45 minutes already.
Yeah. And also, we're going to be better prepared. I didn't even know I was going to be on today. And I didn't wash my hair.
So, so are we still live? Are there any questions
Are we off?
to answer?
Live.
Come back.
We're just waiting for Leah to come back.
Yes, so Leah is back now. Yay, thank you so much. So absolutely, I mean, I'm so excited. Look at Terry. So Terry says, join the SMLTSA. We rock. We really, really appreciate that. Absolutely amazing. Zanokolo, we always appreciate you so much. So Zanokolo was also saying thank you for the opportunity. Terry, join SMLTSA. We rock with a huge smiley face. We really love it, love it, love it. Terry, we really appreciate you so much. Really, really, and I agree. So Terry says, I agree with Carol Smith regarding the sponsorship for the conferences. Zanokolo was saying here, thank you so much for this opportunity. So much appreciated. And I really, really we do not take this lightly. We don't take it for granted. We really appreciate the time that you have given us. And we will definitely have more times like this. So just to wrap up, final words from you, Yolene.
As you say, you're welcome to join. It's half price to become a member for the rest of the year. And once you're in our database, we'll send you reminders. And I hope to see many more coming through my emails so that we can get to know you a little bit better. Thanks for the opportunity, Leah. Thank you very much.
I could not catch that.
Oh, sorry. I just said memberships are half price. I'm looking forward to everybody. Thank you for the opportunity. Didn't hear that. Well, maybe you should just say it. Carol?
Hello? Are we still here?
Yeah. You want to say just on a greet or closer?
Yeah, no, just I wasn't very well prepared for this session because I didn't think I was going to be on it. So, but next time I'll be more prepared for everything. Yeah, and it's good to talk. Good to see all your faces.
And from my side,
absolutely appreciated. And final words, Jeanette.
Yes, thank you, Leah, again for the opportunity. And I couldn't say it better than Terry did. Join SMLTSA, we rock. Keep well, guys. Till next time.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. We really, really, really do appreciate this. So remember, for those of you who want to join the SMLTSA, you can go to their website, smltsa.org.za. And we will definitely be doing this a whole lot more. Look at Siabonga says here, please join the SMLTSA. It's super exciting. So we really, really love. So these are people who are already part of the SMLTSA. And Tiabonga says, please join the SMLTSA. It's super exciting. And I think at some point we would also like to bring in some of the members from their point of view as to why they joined in and what kind of activities they're getting to enjoy. So that will be really amazing. And Busisiwe says here, thank you so much. This was very informative. There is a lot that I did not know. So definitely we really appreciate it. There's so much that we learned today, and we really want to have more of these discussions, so you can bring in those questions in. So the next time we do go on, we will answer much, much more questions. We just cannot cover everything in such a short segment of time. But absolutely, we appreciate it. And thank you so much for the Facebook community for coming through. Those that have missed it will watch the replay. So we really, really thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.